Mataji. Dandavata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Padma Mataji. Dandavata. Is there anybody else who would like to introduce themselves? Mataji, you can start recording.
The recording has started.
Welcome to Bhakti Conference Call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Mataji on the topic Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 4.24.49. Thank you very much, Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much for giving your great valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. I'll now hand over the call to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. I would like to offer my sincere obeisances that each one of you
Mataji, sorry, Mataji. Can you louder?
Oh, sure, Mataji.
Voice is very low.
Okay. So, Hare Krishna, I would like to offer my obeisances at each of your lotus feet and seek your blessings so that I may be able to serve you in any tiny way tiny way that I can, and do some justice to this verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'd like to thank Shama Gauri Mataji for giving me this opportunity. I'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashta prayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 49 from chapter 24 in Canto 4. Simhaskanda tvishobhibrat saubhaga griya kaustubham sriyana payinya kishipta nikashasmora solasat. Synonyms: Simha, a lion; Skanda, shoulders; Tvisha, the coils of hair; Bibrat, bearing; Saubhaga, fortunate; Griya, neck; Kaustubham, the pearl of the name; Shriya, beauty; Anapayina, inya, never decreasing; Shipta, defeating; Nikasha, the stone for testing gold; Asma, stone; Urasha, with the chest; Ulasat, glittering. Translation: The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklaces, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kaustubha Mani pearl, and on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Srivatsa, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excel the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. Purport: The curling, both purport and translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The curling hair on the shoulders of a lion always appear very, very beautiful. Similarly, the shoulders of the Lord were just like a lion. and the necklace and garland, along with the Kaustuba pearl necklace, combine to excel the beauty of a lion. The chest of the Lord is streaked with Srivatsa lines, the sign of the goddess of fortune. Consequently, the Lord's chest excels the beauty of a testing stone for gold. The black siliceous stone on which gold is rubbed to test its value always looks very beautiful, being streaked with gold lines. Yet the chest of the Lord excels even such a stone in its beauty. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरि यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Translation once again. The Lord has shoulders just like a lion's. Upon these shoulders are garlands, necklace, and epaulets, and all of these are always glittering. Besides these, there is the beauty of the Kaustuba money pearl. And on the dark chest of the Lord there are streaks named Srivatsa, which are signs of the goddess of fortune. The glittering of these streaks excel the beauty of the golden streaks on a gold testing stone. Indeed, such beauty defeats a gold testing stone. So just a quick recap on the fourth canto. The fourth canto describes the creation of the fourth order. So, as we all know, Lord Brahma is the firstborn in this material world, and so he formed the first order, and his children, the four Kumaras, but because they do not, they stay as brahmacharis. We do not talk much about them. The second order is actually the Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa, who were held responsible for begetting children and to expand the population of this world. So Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa have 5 children who form the third order: Akuti, Devahuti, Prasuti, Priyavrita, and Uttanapada. And so their lineage is then further discussed in the fourth canto. From Uttanapada, we hear about the story of Dhruva Maharaj, Prithu Maharaj's son Antardhana, and finally how it comes to Prachina Barhi. And Prachina Barhi has 10 sons who are the Prachetas. So at this point in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the fourth canto, the Prachetas were actually ordered by their father to get married and to enter into family life so that they can also start having children. So, in order to fulfill this, they decide to take up austerities. And fortunately, they meet Lord Shiva, who then instructs them on how to meditate on the Lord. So, from verse 33 onwards, we look at the prayers of Lord Shiva. And from verses 45 to 52, Lord Shiva is describing the most attractive and most beautiful form of the Lord, the form that is actually worshipped by devotees. So the Lord is the sum total of all beauty. Then there's nothing that actually compares to the beauty of the Lord. So Lord Shiva, he first glorifies the Lord's beautiful bodily luster, his complexion, and then he moves on to his face and all of the most attractive features of the Lord on his face. He has his lotus petal eyes, his beautiful high raised nose, his most attractive smile. And his forehead, he describes his ears, the sidelong glances that he gives, his black curly hair. And yesterday we saw that he was glorifying the Lord's ornaments, the conch shell, the club, the lotus flower, and the disc. So today we are going to dedicate some time, hopefully on the Kaustubha jewel, the Srivatsa mark, and the Lord's shoulders. So these are the three things mentioned in this verse, and we will try to take a look at it in a little more depth. So I'll just start with Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary on this verse. And this he says that his lion-like shoulders glitter with reflections from his jewels. The Kaustubha jewel enhances his neck with additional beauty. His chest glows with the mark of imperishable Lakshmi, deriding the line of a gold testing stone. His two shoulders shine because of the light from his earrings and necklace. His neck is made beautiful by the Kaustubha jewel. His chest shines with a golden line of Lakshmi, with permanent beauty, which derides the lines on a testing stone. So we know from the churning of the milk ocean that among the several different things that come out, that appear or emerge from the ocean, Kaustubha Mani was one of the jewels that emerged. So this lustrous jewel, it was received by Lord Vishnu in order to decorate his chest. But we know that even before this incident happens, the Bhagavatam keeps telling us every time it's mentioned about the Lord's physical appearance or his form, the Kaustubha Mani is always talked about. So, like when the Lord appears before Kardama Prajapati, they talk about him wearing the Kaustubha Mani. And also, it is explained by Kapila Muni in Canto 3, where he says that the beauty of the Kaustubha gem, it is enhanced only because it is adorned by Lord Vishnu on his neck. So the Kaustubha gem, it actually represents the pure spirit soul, pure consciousness, as is explained by Suta Goswami. Suta Goswami says this in the 12th canto. And we also know that the Kaustubha gem and the Srivatsa mark are the two ways in which the Lord in Vaikunta, the Lord is actually distinguished by those two special markings on him. Because in Vaikuntha Loka, the Lord has many personal associates and devotees who all appear like him because of Sarupya. So, but the Lord, he is the only one with this very special Srivatsa mark and the Kaustubha jewel. In Preeti Vilasini Mataji's Brihad Bhagavatamrita class also, we read about how Gopakumar goes to Vaikunta, and Mataji explains actually about how he goes to Vaikunta, and there he keeps trying to fall at everyone's feet who looks like Lord Vishnu, but actually is not. And finally they tell him, okay, see, he has the Srivatsa mark, he has the Kaustubha jewel, this is the Lord. So that was something that I was just reminded of, because it's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful session. Also, in the Kaliya pastime of Lord Krishna, Srila Rupa Goswami, he explains in his Sri Radha Krishna Ganodesh Deepika of how the Lord Krishna, he goes to the extent of making the Kaustubha gem. He makes it enter the serpent lake just so that he can behave like an ordinary human being, and and just accept the jewel when the wives of Kaliya give it to him. He did not want to look like he is the eternal possessor of the Kaustubha money. He just wanted it to look like this is something that he was gifted. So once the Kaliya Mardhanam is over and Krishna completely crushes the pride of Kaliya, his wives beg for his forgiveness, and they gift several jewels to the Lord, and totally unaware of the Lord's transcendental trick, they presented him with even the Kaustubha gem, thinking that it is simply one of their jewels that they had in their possession. So even in the Dwapara Yuga, Lord Krishna, he also manifests the Kaustubha jewel. So, and also the Srivatsa mark. So actually, every time the Lord, any of the Vishnu Tattva incarnations, will have the auspicious marks of Kaustubha and Srivatsa, as well as all of the weapons of the Lord. As yesterday, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu had mentioned in his class, that on the hands of the Lord, the markings of all, the conch shell, the club, the disc, the lotus flower, all are actually present even on the Lord's hands to identify him. So, with reference to the Kaustubha money, we also have one of the alvars of South India. There were 12 alvars of South India who are great Vaishnava saints, and they are all incarnations of the different attendants or attributes of Lord Vishnu. And King Kulashekara or Kulashekara Alvar, he is known to be the incarnation of the Kaustubha gem. So he was actually a Chera king, and he would go into transcendental ecstasy whenever Ramayana was read to him or the pastimes of Lord Rama were narrated. So over time, he is completely tired of worldly affairs, and he does not like the way in which his ministers treat the Bhagavata. So he decides to hand over his kingdom to his son, and he goes over to Sri Rangam. So one of his very famous works is the Mukunda Mala Stotra, and I'll just recite a verse from that in glorification of the Lord. It's Jayatu Jayatu Devo Devaki Nandanoyam Jayatu Krishno Vrishnivam Sapradipa Jayatu megha shamala komalango, Jayatu prithvi bharanasho mukunda. With that, we can move on to the mark of Srivatsa on the Lord's chest. Now, the Lord's chest is the resting place of Sri Devi, or the goddess of fortune. And this, it is so beautifully explained in the 8th canto, where they talk about the churning of the milk ocean and how Lakshmi Devi, she appears from the ocean when it's churned. And so I would like to take some time to just go through that part of the Bhagavatam. So this is her, how she appeared. So they say that she appeared like electricity. She surpassed the lightning that made illuminate a marble mountain. And because of her exquisite beauty, everyone, including the demigods, the demons, and the human beings, all desired her. And why did they do that? Because they were attracted, because she is the source of all opulence. So Srila Prabhupada in the purport, he says that Shri means opulence, and she has 6 opulences: wealth, strength, influence, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. So these opulences are received from the goddess of fortune. So in Vaikuntha, Lakshmi Devi is the one who supplies all opulences to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees. And so they enjoy a very natural, beautiful life in Vaikuntha planets. Now, when the churning happened and she comes out, she is properly received by all the devatas, and then she starts walking to find um, who is endowed with all natural good qualities. And so she walks among the Gandharvas, she walks among the Yakshas, the Asuras, the Siddhas, the Charanas, and the denizens of heaven. And she was scrutinizing every one of them. And Shukadev Goswami says she examined the assembly in this way. And she thought, oh, someone who has undergone great austerity has not yet conquered his anger. Now, someone who possesses knowledge, he has not conquered material desires. Someone is a great personality, but he cannot conquer lusty desires. So, even a great personality is dependent on something else. So, how can any of them, be the supreme controller? And then she continues to think that someone who is possessing full knowledge of religion, but still is not kind to all living entities. Someone, whether human or demigod, they may be renounced, but that is not the cause of liberation. Someone may possess great power and yet be unable to check the power of eternal time. Someone else may have renounced attachment to the material world, yet he cannot compare to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, no one is completely freed from the influence of the material modes of nature. She says someone may have longevity but not auspicious or good behavior. Someone may have both auspiciousness and good behavior, but the duration of his life is not fixed. So then she looks at Lord Shiva. Although Lord Shiva has eternal life, they have inauspicious habits like living in a crematorium. And even if others are well qualified in all respects, they are not devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this way, Shukadev Goswami, he keeps continuing that after full deliberation, the goddess of fortune, she accepts Mukunda as her husband, because although he is independent and he doesn't really want her, he possesses all transcendental qualities and mystic powers, and therefore he is the most desirable. So she approaches the Supreme Personality of Godhead and places her newly beautiful lotus flower garland on his shoulders. And then she expects to get a place on the bosom of the Lord. And so she remained standing by his side, her face smiling in shyness. So Srivatsa means beloved of Shri, or beloved of Lakshmi Devi. And the Srivatsa mark is the golden streak on Lord Vishnu's chest where Sri Devi resides. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the father of all the three worlds. And his bosom is the residence of Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. And by her favorable, merciful glance, she can increase the opulence of all the three worlds, along with their inhabitants, along with all the directors, the demigods. So, naturally, when any devotee worships Narayana, the goddess of fortune, she is also inclined to favor that particular devotee. So we also know about the famous pastime of Bhrigumuni, where he was appointed to test who is the greatest of the three chief lords, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or Lord Vishnu. So he decides to test the Lord's tolerance, and for that, because tolerance is a sure sign of greatness. So first he enters the court of Lord Brahma, his father, and he does not offer him any respect. He doesn't offer his obeisances, he doesn't do anything. And Lord Brahma is really angry because of this, but he suppresses his anger because Bhrigumuni is his son. So next, Bhrigumuni goes to Lord Shiva, his older brother, and immediately Lord Shiva, he gets up from his seat and he tries to embrace him. But what Bhrigumuni does is he rejects the embrace. He calls Shiva a deviant, a heretic. So just as Shiva gets so angry that he's about to kill Bhrigumuni with his trident, Parvati Devi intervenes and she pacifies her husband. So then he leaves from Shiva's abode and he goes to Vaikunta to test Lord Narayana. And going up to the Lord, who was lying down with his head on the lap of goddess of fortune, Bhrigumuni kicked his chest. But instead of being angry, the Lord immediately sits up, and he and his consort, both Lakshmi Devi and he, they both stand up, they offer their obeisances, they offer respects to Bhrigumuni, and they say, the Lord says that, oh, please sit down, you please rest for a while. I'm so sorry for not noticing you. And so Bhrigumuni, he is so surprised at the Lord's behavior, and he's so overwhelmed by how touching the Lord was in his, although he is kicked in the chest, the Lord he does not show any anger towards Bhrigumuni. So he goes back to the assembly of the sages and he tells them what happened. And they all conclude that Lord Vishnu is definitely the supreme of all three. So now in this, Srila Prabhupada teaches us that there are three kinds of offenses. An offense committed to the mind, with the mind, or with the body, or with speech. So it is in a progressive order, like the offenses committed with the mind is pretty harsh, but offenses committed by speech is even worse. And offenses committed with the body is the worst kind of offense. So when Bhrigumuni appeared before Lord Brahma, his offense was with the mind, and even then Brahma was angry. Second, when he went to Lord Shiva and insulted him, criticized him, he was actually offending by speech, and that angered Lord Shiva. But to Lord Vishnu, he performs the greatest offense of all, the offense of the body. By kicking him very hard in the chest, he committed that great offense, grave offense, but Lord Vishnu, he lovingly forgave him, and he displayed how supremely great he is. Yet, Lord Vishnu was able to forgive him, but Lakshmi Devi, she was very sad by this incident, because she says that, my lord, you may have be forgiving and tolerant to the offenses against you, but my heart is burning with anguish for what I have seen. And so she decides to leave Vaikunta and she goes down to Bhuloka, and she performs tapasya to atone for the sin that she committed in seeing this offense. So Lakshmi Devi then departs from her abode, and she wanders through this world and comes to this place called Kolhapur in Maharashtra. And she makes her residence there and sits to perform tapasya in the ecstasy of her love for the Supreme Lord. Now, Kolhapur Mahalakshmi is also tied to the Tirupati Balaji, and because the Lord Lord Mrs. Srinivas, so Lord Mrs. Lakshmi Devi in Vaikunta, and so he comes down as Srinivas, and he also performs penance for a long, long time to please Mahalakshmi Devi. So uh, we can now move on to the shoulders of the Lord. Here it says he has shoulders like a simha, like a lion. And even in the Sundarakanda, Valmiki Ramayana, Valmiki talks about Hanuman meeting Sita Devi. And then when Hanuman meets Sita Devi in Ashokavan, in the Ashoka, one of Lanka, she asks Hanuman to describe the characteristics of Lord Rama. And then Hanuman, he just goes on and on describing the beautiful form of Sri Ram. And there he says that Rama is Vipulamsha. He has very broad shoulders, and he's Mahabahu. He has very long arms with a shell-like neck and hidden collarbone. So all of the Lord's limbs are perfect and they are majestic. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan in his Prameya Ratnavali, in text 17, he says that the independent Supreme Personality of Godhead, he possesses a spiritual form that's full of perfection and faultless qualities. He is not different from the hands, the feet, face, belly, or other parts of his form, which are all made exquisitely of transcendental bliss. So, the beauty of the Lord, it defeats the beauty of a majestic lion, and even in this example, what they say, a gold testing stone. Krishna's beauty defeats everything in this material world. So, whatever appears attractive to us in this world is only because Krishna's energy is making it beautiful. So, why should we be attracted to just the energy when Krishna himself is the source of all this energy? We are attracted to tiny pieces of gold, when actually the gates of the gold mine is wide open for us now. Krishna is the gold mine, and that is our ultimate goal. We really cannot find any happiness in this material world, and when we are fully convinced of this, we would be able to surrender completely to the Lord, to Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, he gives an example in relation to this. He talks of a man who did not know what the taste of sugarcane is. So he was told it is very sweet to chew. So he asked, what does it look like? So someone said, it looks like a bamboo rod. So this foolish man, he begins to chew all different kinds of bamboo rods, trying to experience the sweetness of sugarcane. In the same way, we are trying to get happiness and pleasure in this material world. We are trying to chew this material body, but there is no happiness and no pleasure here. For the time being, we may feel a little pleasure, a feeling of happiness, but it is only temporary. It is not the real thing. It is just like the show of lightning that we see flashing in the sky. For a moment, it appears and then it's gone. The real lightning is actually way beyond that. But a person in this world does not really know what happiness is. So he is deviating from the real happiness, Krishna. So the process in which we can establish ourselves in real happiness is Krishna consciousness. And that is because it is the nature of our soul to serve Krishna, just like it is the job of the body, the nature of the, hands to serve the whole body. So the hands serve food to the mouth, and once it reaches the belly, then the hands get nourished. In the very same way, we are also meant to serve Krishna, and when we serve Krishna, we will automatically be nourished. That is the natural nourishment for all of us, is loving service to Krishna. The Padma Purana describes the nature of the jiva, the individual living entity, as by nature, the living entity is eternally the servant of Lord Hari. He is never the servant of Brahma or Shiva or anyone else. So as we begin to relish spiritual happiness, proportionately we would abandon material happiness. And as we make progress in understanding the absolute truth, we naturally become detached from this false happiness. If somehow or the other one is promoted to that stage of Krishna consciousness, what is the result? It's mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, text 22. Yam labdva cha param labham manyate nadhikam tatha yasmin sthito na dukkhena guruna napi vichalyate. Upon gaining this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Being situated in such a position, one is never shaken, even in the midst of greatest difficulty. So when one achieves that stage, all other achievements appear insignificant. So in this material world, we are constantly trying to achieve so many things. We are trying to achieve riches, fame, beauty, knowledge, women, etc. But as soon as we are in Krishna consciousness, we think, oh, no achievement is better than this. Krishna consciousness is so potent that a little taste can save one from the greatest danger. So as we begin to relish the taste of Krishna consciousness, we begin to see other so-called enjoyments as tasteless. So in this age of Kali, we are very dull-headed, and so it's extremely hard for us to completely surrender to the Lord, to give Him our undivided attention, undivided devotion. But all glories to Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda, who appeared and gave us their causeless mercy, so that when we chant the names of Gaur Nitai, when we chant the Panchatattva mantra, their mercy is then showered upon us, and we can hope to revive our original transcendental consciousness and then serve the Lord in that pure consciousness. So today is also the appearance day of Srivas Thakur, and I would like to take this opportunity to speak a few words. In the Gaura Ganudesh Deepika, Srivas Thakur is described as the incarnation of Narada Muni, and his younger brother, Sri Rama Pandit, he is said to be an incarnation of Parvata Muni, who is a great friend of Narada Muni. They are both transcendental spacemen. So Srivas Pandit's wife, Malini Devi, she was a constant friend of Sachi Devi, and she was also the nurse of baby Nimai. So when Lord Vishwambhar appeared, the hearts of all the devotees were filled with a parental affection for him. And he in turn also loved Malini Devi and Srivas Thakur as a second mother and father. So before appearing as Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna had requested these devotees to precede him. He asked Sachi Devi, Jagannath Mishra, Mahadevendra Puri, Keshav Bharati, Ishwara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, and Thakur Haridas to appear on this world. So Srivas Thakur, he came from Silhet, and later he came to live in Navadvip, and it is from there that we know of all the different contributions he made to Gaura Leela. In Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita, we learn that Srivas Thakur, he lived with his brothers in Navadvip. His brothers were Sri Rama Pandit, Sripati Pandit, and Sri Kanta or Sri Nidhi Pandit. So all the four were actually part of Mahaprabhu's Leela, and they led very devotional lives. Singing Krishna's name, they used to worship the Lord, they bathed thrice daily in the Ganges. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it said he always lived in four places. He always appeared in four places. In the household temple of Mother Sachi, in the places where Nityananda Prabhu danced, in the house of Srivas Pandit during congregational chanting, and in the house of Raghava Pandit. So he appeared because of his attraction to the love of his devotees. Srivas Angan, it was located 200 yards from Nimai's body, Nimai's house. And every night, Gauranga Mahaprabhu and his dear friends, they would come there to enjoy their ecstatic nocturnal kirtan. And in Srivas Angan, that is the place where the Qazi broke the sacred mridanga in his attempt to stop the Sankirtan movement. And so Srivas Angan is also known as Kholbanga Danga, the place where the mridanga was broken. And within Srivas Angan, Lord Gaurasundara, he also showed his divine form to all his eternal associates. So the house of Srivas Pandit was the headquarters of the Sankirtan movement. And the daily Bhagavatam classes that were held, the nightly Kirtan, so many confidential Raja pastimes of Lord Gauraraya, they all occurred here. Srivas Pandit maintained his family not because they were his relatives, but because they were Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's loving servants. Srivas Thakur also represents the marginal living entity, the Tathastha Jiva. And the devotees headed by Srivas Thakur are described as Lord Chaitanya's smaller limbs, his face, his eyes, his hands, his disc, and other weapons. And they all took part in Gaurasundara's pastimes. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving me an opportunity. Please take a moment to correct me for all mistakes that I have made. And please also share your realizations. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I'd like to hand over the call to the organizers.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for such a meditative, beautiful class. I really liked the way you were talking about the mine, the gold mine, and how Krishna's beauty is like that reservoir and we are just attracted by these small things in this world. And the example of the sugarcane, that was also very beautiful, very, very nice and appropriate. And also how you connected the whole thing to what is really important for us to do in this age of Kali. So very beautiful, Mataji, very meditative class. Thank you so much. As always, very, very wonderful. The class was. Hare Krishna, all glories to your services. Hare Bol.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasini Mataji. It's not possible without your help, Mataji. You do so much for all of us and take so much time to help us prepare for any of these sessions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indu Mataji, such a beautiful class, Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. As Priti Vilasni Mataji said, class is so, so sweet, Mataji. Thank you for your association, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Thank you so much for your association. Please bless us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Indu Gopi, Koti Koti Dandat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. One not question, one humble request that Mata is in where to get the prayer. Can we sing again and can we sing in a group also so that we can sing after the obsession judgment will answer the night.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Mataji, I'm so sorry I couldn't hear what you said, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Koti Koti Dandat Pranam. Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev Ki Jai. So active in class, how nicely narrating like senior brahmachari sitting in Shri Radha Gopinath and given a class, that much potency in your class. In the Gopi, you sing Jayati Jayati prayer. I think it is from Sisi Bhagavatam or Sisi Chaitanya Chanamurut. I don't know what canto. Can you sing for us if you are not tired? Can you sing in a group also?
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your very, very kind words and for all your prayers and blessings. Thank you so much, Mataji. This is just one of the verses from Mukundamala Stotra, Mataji. I'll see if I can share in the group, Mataji. Is that okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indu Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful class. And I loved hearing you tell the descriptions of Krishna. It was very nectarian. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tiffany Mataji. Mataji, please share your realizations too, Mataji. I'm here to hear from all of you, Mataji. Personally, I have no qualification to be speaking. So please share your realizations and please bless us. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna. No, you're very qualified because the class, just hearing, the devotion in your voice as you were giving the descriptions of Krishna, you made them very real for me. I could see them. I could see everything that you were saying, and so I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Indu Mataji, very, very beautiful class, wonderful compilation of examples and analogies and how you covered Gaur Leela also. Very wonderful class, Mataji, so meditative and so beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lalitangi Mataji. Dandavad Pranam. Thank you so much. Please bless Mataji. Please share your realizations, Mataji. I'm really looking forward to hear what people have to say. Mataji, we cannot hear you properly.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Mataji.
So much. Very beautiful class, Mataji, and thank you so much for the your stories and very nice narration, very nice pastime. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shamagori Mataji. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you for giving the opportunity to study and to be present here. Please bless me, Hare Krishna. Mataji, we can start Navadvip Mandal Parikrama.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your enlightening class and so nectarian class, Mataji. If nobody have any questions, we can just start our parikrama and we pay our obeisances to Indu Mataji. Vansha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Indu Mataji ki jai. Thank you for your Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, we can hand over the call to Mamta Mataji for parikrama.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Indu Mataji. Very beautiful class. I was just, so much absorbed. You were talking so nicely in a sweet tone. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. And now we can start with Sri Navadvip Parikrama by His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj. And we are at Swanand Sukhada Kunja, which is Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur's house in Gujundweep. This is the Bhajan Kutir of Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. While living here, Srila Bhakti Vinod wrote the Navadvip Dham Mahatmya, which describes the glories of Navadvip Dham. He also discovered Lord Chaitanya's appearance place during this time. Bhakti Vinod Thakur's Samadhi and Gaur Kishore Das Babaji's Bhajan Kutir are also here. Upstairs in the main house is the bedroom of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. There is a temple next to the original house where Gaur Gadadhar, the original deities worshipped by Bhakti Vinod, are located. Bhakti Vinod predicted that the great devotee would appear and spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. Shortly thereafter, his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, fulfilled his prediction. Bhakti Vinod Thakur also had a vision that one day there would be a great spiritual city in Navadvip Dham. At present, a city is being established in Sri Dham, Mayapur. Navadvip Thakur named his house Swananda Sukhada Kunja. It is non-different from Swananda Sukhada Kunja, the private grove of Lalita Sati, located on the bank of Radha Kund in Vrindavan. Bhakti Vinod Thakur's songs reveal how he is eternally living in this kunj, serving the divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. My small cottage is shining beautifully within that most enchanting garden called Swanand Sukhada Kunja. Living here, I will sing Lord Krishna's holy name and greedily hanker for the time when I will be granted the opportunity to serve him and his associates. On the banks of celestial Ganga, I will dwell in the cottage of Surabhi Kunj in Godruma Dham. This land of Godrum is very conducive for performing devotional worship of the Supreme Lord and is non-different from the sacred place called Nandagram, located in holy district of Mathura. It is said that at the time the four Acharyas, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur would meet here and discuss the pastimes of Gaur Hari. There is a small house in one corner of the temple courtyard where Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj used to stay when he came to visit Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Then we come to Swarna Vihar. Swarna Sena Dirgeta Nananta Kirtane Hari. Sri Hari danced in Kirtan at the fort of Sri King Swarna Sena. In Navadvip Bhavtaram, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur writes as follows: looking east from here, I shall see
Suvarna Vihar, the site of King Suvarna Sena's incomparably majestic palace. This is where the moon-like Lord Sri Gaurchandra dances along with his associates in an enchanting golden form. When will I wander throughout Suvarna Vihar alone or in the company of other devotees, weeping and sobbing piteously with a choked voice? At the lotus feet of Gauranga, I will beg for a speck of service to the divine couple and then offer my very life unto the shelter of Sri Radha's lotus feet. King Suvarnasena received darshan of Lord Garanga. Suvarna Vihar is located in Magodumdeep on southern side of river Saraswati. This river is at present is known as Jalangi. Lord Nityanand describes this place to Sri Jiva as follows. During Satyayug, King Suvarnasena was ruling here. He had ruled his kingdom for a long time, and even though he had become very old, he was still very attached to his kingly duties. He was always engrossed in material life, and once, due to his good fortune, Narad Muni visited his palace. The king was very happy to see Narad Muni and welcomed the sage by worshipping him nicely. He offered prostrated obeisances to Narad Muni. He then took the king to a solitary place and mercifully explained to him Tattva Upadesh, instructions about Tattva. Narad Muni said, "You are spending your days uselessly only meditating on how to increase your wealth. You should know very well that this material wealth is useless and the cause of all suffering. The real supreme wealth is transcendental knowledge. Please try to think about this for once seriously within your heart. None of your family members, like your wife and children, and all your relatives are yours eternally. At the time of your death, no one will be yours. When you die, all your relatives will put your body into river water to float away and go back to their respective houses. If no one is real relative of anyone, then why would you run after these false hopes, hankering for so much material achievement? If you say that at least you are achieving pleasure in your life and are free from suffering, and that is your justification for trying to accumulate so much wealth, dear king, that is also false, because this body will be destroyed one day. It will not exist for more than 100 years. Therefore, you should understand that the essence of everything is beyond this illusory material world, in the spiritual world, where there is no trace of suffering in the enjoyment. In the material world, some enjoyment is there, but it is always coming along with some suffering. One should know how to cross over material times. What kind of sadhana should one follow to achieve that wonderful result of going back to Godhead, when there is no sorrow or suffering? Not only by renunciation, nor just by knowledge can one achieve that. By knowledge and renunciation, one may become free from material bondage and get liberation. But by achieving that kind of liberation, one does not get real pleasure. In fact, get that kind of liberation is the greatest loss, because material pleasure is lost and at the same time not much worthwhile is achieved. Therefore, the actually intelligent person will not accept bhakti or mukti, material sense gratification or liberation. Rather, they practice devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna. To be detached from material things and attached to the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna is everything and in one's life. Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojan. The Jeev in the eternal is the eternal servant of Lord Sri Krishna. Without bhakti, everything is destroyed. The tree of bhakti which gives the fruit of prema. That fruit is prayojan, or the final goal of life. That Krishna prema is our eternal wealth, in comparison to which mukti and mukti are insignificant. Shri Krishna is Sat Chit Anand. He is like the sun. The jivas are the rays of sun, and Maya is the shadow. The jiva is the thought, the energy of the Lord, and due to his marginal nature, when he comes in contact with Maya, she puts him in bondage. When the jiva becomes Krishna's Pahimukha, or turns his face away from Krishna, he touches Maya. By coming in contact with Maya, the Jiva falls in bondage of karma. Being caught by the net of Maya, the Jiva moves around in material universes and undergoes lots of suffering. Due to his attachment to karma, he does not get liberation, even if he tries his best to be free from suffering. Sometimes the Jiva engages in karma, sometimes he engages in Ashtanga Yoga process, sometimes he discusses Brahma Jnana, sometimes he engages in logic. In spite of all these, he ultimately remains in bondage due to his non acceptance of real wealth of knowledge about the science of the self. If the Jiva, while traversing this material world, gets the association of a sadhu, then he will achieve Shraddha or faith. In due course of time, by practicing devotional service to Sri Krishna in association of devotees, his heart will become free from anarthas, unwanted desires, and he will achieve nishtha, steadiness. After continuing his bhajan at some time due to that nishtha, he will develop ruchi or taste, and then later he will develop attachment or asakti to the Lord. From asakti, he will attain bhava, which will later bring him to platform of prema. This is the gradual process of achieving pure devotion. By practicing the 9 times of devotional service in the association of devotees, one will achieve the wealth of Krishna Prema. Narad Muni continued, O king, you are very fortunate to have taken birth in Navadvip. By residing in the Navadvip Dham, you have achieved great fortune. Now you should try to develop Shraddha by association of sadhus. Try to achieve prem by engaging in the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. When Kali Yuga comes, Sri Krishna, along with his associates, will manifest here for his Gauranga Leela. One who chants the holy name of Lord Gauranga will get the mercy of Lord Sri Krishna and will become eligible to reside in Rajdham. One who worships Lord Sri Krishna without chanting the holy name of Lord Gauranga will get Sri Krishna after a long time. But one who chants the holy name of Gaurang will attain Sri Krishna immediately because by chanting the holy names of Gauranga, he will become free from all offenses. While speaking to King Suvarnasen in this way, Narad Muni became very impatient. Due to great ecstasy, he could not control himself anymore and started dancing, chanting the holy name of Gauranga. He was playing on his veena, chanting the name of Gaurahari and asking, when will that most blessed Kalyuga come? While speaking these words, Narad Muni left. Just at the moment, King Suvarnasen developed Krishna Prema and started to dance, chanting the name of Gauranga. He was asking for Krishna Prema from all the Vaishnavas and thus became free from all material desires. Once, when King was sleeping, he dreamt that Gaur Gadadhar, along with all their associates, were dancing in his courtyard. All of them were chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and embracing the golden form of Lord Gaurahari. Then the king woke up and he became very worried and started to cry for Gauranga. Suddenly, he heard a voice, O king, you will appear here again during the manifested pastimes of Lord Gauranga. You will be one of the great associates of the Lord. Your name will be Buddhimanta Khan. During that time, you will serve the lotus feet of the Lord. After hearing this Daivavani, the king became pacified and started to worship Lord Gauranga. While Lord Nityananda was describing this subject to Srivas Thakur, who is an incarnation of Narad Muni, Srivas, in the mood of Narad Muni, fainted. Everyone very ecstatically started to chant the nectarine holy name of Gauranga, and Sri Jiva was rolling around on the ground. All of them were anticipating and praying for the darshan of the golden form of Gauranga. Immediately, to their surprise, the most beautiful form of Gauranga appeared there, right in front of them, and he started to dance. Nityanand, along with Sri Advaita Acharya, began chanting the glories of Gaurang Mahaprabhu, and there was a big Sankirtan with many mridangas. Thus, the previous Sankirtan pastimes were manifested, and all of them remained there in great jubilation until the second Prahar. Srila Narahari Chakravarti Thakur in his book Bhakti Ratnakar has explained the pastime as Suvarna Vihar as follows. Once Ishan Thakur took Srinivas Thakur on parikrama and described how the place became known as Suvarna Vihar. In this country, there was a most fortunate king who was a great devotee of Lord Shri Krishna. Narad Muni has many disciples and grand disciples, one of whom came to the king's place one day. The king received him with great respect and offered him prostrated obeisances. The king asked him about the advent of the Lord. With very pleasing and sweet words, he explained to the king, the Lord will descend in Kali Yuga, accepting the golden color and exhibit wonderful pastimes. He will be engaged in Sankirtan, which is rarely witnessed by the demigods, including Brahma. The Lord will be mad with Nam Sankirtan and will make the whole world mad. Just as the Lord danced in Maharaj in Vrindavan, in the same way he will dance and give pleasure to all his devotees. All Navadvip will be filled with happiness. No one can understand the glories of Navadvip Dham unless the associate of the Lord explain them to him. After speaking in this way to king, the great Vaishnava blessed and left. Hearing his words, the king thought of himself, shame over of my life, shame on my birth as a human being. I always engaged in kingly activities. It is my bad fortune that I have never had the association of devotees. Without the association of devotees, no one can achieve perfection in anything. After such a long period, this most merciful sadhu has now blessed me. Now I know this Nadia is the abode of my Lord. Considering this, he felt ecstasy in his heart and he started to shed tears, looking towards Navadvip while offering prostrated obeisances to the holy Dham. He prayed to Navadvip Dham to bless him so that he could take birth at the time when Lord would manifest his pastimes here. Just then a voice said, you will take birth here in Nadia when the Lord descends and manifests his pastimes. All the king was happy to hear this. He was still impatient. Bhaktavatsal Bhagwan Vishwambar, under the pretext of a dream, revealed to the king his wonderful pastimes. The king saw thousands of devotees playing different varieties of musical instruments and singing in a very sweet way which attracted the whole world. Among those devotees, he saw the moon of Nadia, Sri Gaur Chandra, in his most beautiful blue form of Sri Krishna, appearing like a stream of nectar. The king saw the form of Sri Krishna Chandra and immediately that blue form transformed to gold. The king started to think, who is this golden form moving in the crowd of Sankirtan? While the king was thinking like this, his dream ended. He became pacified and glorified his own good fortune. Because he meditated on the Lord in his golden form, who was moving, there this place is called Suvarna Vihar. At this very place, Lord Gauranga was present in his manifested pastimes. He performed Sankirtan here, and many people relished seeing his dancing. With great ecstasy, people would speak to each other. We have never seen such a beautiful complexion. There is no comparison to it. His moving and dancing is so wonderful that it attracts the people of the three worlds. The mind of who, the mind of one who takes darshan of Suvarna Vihar will drown in the pastimes of Sri Gauranga. Then we have Amraghat, Amghat. Amraghat is where Lord Chaitanya performed the miracle of planting a mango seed which immediately ripened and grew into a tree full of ripened mangoes. The devotees immediately picked around 200 mangoes and then offered them to Lord Krishna. Daily after Kirtan with the Lord Chaitanya and Nityanand Prabhu, the devotees would hold a mango eating festival. The tree would give mangoes all year without interruption, and the fruits were all red and yellow and had neither seeds inside nor skins outside. By eating only one, the devotee was satisfied. Every day for 1 year, Lord Chaitanya and the devotees would enjoy eating mangoes at this place. At the end of the year,
Mataji, we have got all of this, Mataji. All the pictures that you sent has been covered.
Yes, Mataji, you sent all the pictures, right? So Amra got the previous Varna Vihar, all that we have got.
Okay. Mataji, can you tell me what was the last picture that I had sent you? Then I'll continue from there.
So we completed till the end of Mahavaranasi.
Yeah, Mahavaranasi. Okay. So I'm so sorry, Mataji. So we'll start from Alaknandana, right? Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Alaknanda. There was a very nice pastime of Mahaprabhu by Alaknanda river, which, as mentioned previously, is presently not visible. Jagdanand Pandit had described this pastime very nicely in his book Prem Vivarta. One day my lord, in a very playful mood, went to dense forest on the bank of Alaknanda. Myself and Gadadhar were both there with Mahaprabhu. The lord playfully caught hold of Shuka, the parrot from the bakula tree. Mahaprabhu said, "You are the son of Vyasdev. Please chant Sri Radha Krishna and increase our happiness." The Shuka, however, did not chant the holy name of Sri Radha Krishna, but instead chanted Gaur Hari. Then Mahaprabhu threw him away, pretending that he was angry with him because the bird was not chanting the holy name of Sri Radha Krishna. Still, the Shuka continued chanting Gaura, Gaura, and danced with great love. Mahaprabhu said, "O Shuka, this is Vrindavan. Please chant the holy name of Sri Radha and Krishna and let everybody hear the holy name." The bird replied, "Vrindavan has transformed into Navadvip. Sri Radha and Krishna have appeared as Gaurahari. I am the Shuka who chants the holy name of Sri Gaurahari and stays in this forest. You are Sri Radha Krishna. This Gadadhar is Srimati Radharani. Gadai and Gauranga are the lords of my life. Nothing else comes from my mouth." Lord Garanga Mahaprabhu said, "I am the worshipper of Sri Radha Krishna. I feel sad to hear any other name." Saying this, Mahaprabhu caught hold of the Radha's hand and went back to Mayapur, leaving behind the Shuka, who said, "You chant whatever you like. I will do my bhajan here, eternally chanting the names of Gaurhari." Next we come to Devapali or Narsimhapali. Devapalim tato gata Devan Surya Mukhan Prabhu Shri Krishna Kirtananande Lavayam Asa Bhamini. O Bhamini, the Lord went to Devapalli. There he drowned the demigods headed by Surya with the bliss of chanting the holy name of Krishna. In Navadvip Bhavdaran, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes Devapalli as follows. Southeast of Suvarna Vihar, there is Narsimhapuri. When will I see the pure transcendental sweetness of this place, also called Devapalli? I will roll about on the ground in ecstatic love while visiting the residence of Lord Narasimha, sincerely begging for his mercy. Without a trace of duplicity in my heart, I will attain Krishna Prema. Within my simple heart, the six enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, desire for fame, and sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. Weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? Even though Lord Narasimha is terrifying towards the sinful soul, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? He will say, "Be a child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga. May you nicely worship the divine couple, and may you develop loving attachment for their holy name. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are passed away. With the
purified heart just perform the worship of Radha and Krishna, for such a worship overflows with sweet nectar. Saying this, will that Lord delightedly place his own divine lotus feet upon my head. Suddenly I will experience sublime love for the divine couple, Radha Krishna, and undergo the ecstatic transformation called the Sattvic Vikaras. Falling on the ground, I will roll about by the door of Sri Nrsimha's temple. Next we have Lord Nrsimha's temple. The following is the description of Devapalli from Sri Navadvip Dham Mahatmya Parikrama Khanda. After visiting Suvarna Vihar, Lord Nityanand along with Jiva Goswami and Shivas Thakur proceeded towards the village Devapalli. This place is also known as Narsimhapalli. All of them took rest there as guests of the demigods and took their lunch prasad. Towards the end of the day, Nityanand Prabhu went on a tour on the village. He explained that in this village there is a temple of Lord Nrsimha from the time of Satyayuga. Being merciful upon Prahlad, Lord Nrsimha killed his father Hiranyakashipu, who was giving so much trouble to his son. After killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord Nrsimha came to this place and took rest here for some time. Knowing that Lord Nrsimha had come to take rest here, all the demigods, including Brahma, built their houses here and thus created a village. They built their houses on the bank of Mandakini on top of hillocks and all engaged in the service of the Lord. Since that time, this place has been known as Nrsimha Kshetra in Navadvip Dham. The scriptures describe this place as very purifying. Previously, there were many hillocks there where the houses of Brahma, Surya, Ganesha, and Indra were situated. There were many tillas where Vishwakarma built hundreds of houses out of stone. In due course of time, the river Mandakini dried up and all the houses were destroyed. Now only the hillocks are there, but you can see many stones lying around which are ruins of the temples of different demigods. It is said that Lord Nrsimha washed his hands in pond next to the temple. After some time, a great person or king will come, and by the mercy of Lord Nrsimha Dev, he will build a temple for Lord Nrsimha, Bhagwan here, and revive the worship of the Lord. This place marks the outer limits of Navadvip Dham, which extends up to 16 kroshas or 32 miles. Next we come to Gauradaha. Gauradaha is situated in Gadikacha, which is in the Godrum tree. Srila Jagdananda Pandit has described one pastime of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Gadikacha in his book Prema Vivarta. One day Sachi Mata with great affection gave me the remnants of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. When I ate that prasad, I experienced the taste of nectar and was very happy to honor Gauranga Mahaprabhu's prasad. Can I ever get that sumptuous prasad again? That day I proceeded towards the bank of the Ganga along with Sri Gauranga Nityanand and their associates. When he reached Kadikacha village, the devotees started Harinam Sankirtan. Govinda was playing the Ganga and Vasudev Ghosh was chanting the holy name. Gadadhar Pandit and Krishna Pandit were both dancing. Only the sound vibration of Harinam was heard, and the Ulu Dhani was coming from all the directions. Everyone was mad with Lord Prema. I do not know how to sing or dance, but still I was dancing, raising my hands. In fact, Sri Gauranga was making me dance, entering into my body. I have no idea of swara or tal, but I was dancing and chanting. When we reached Gadikacha village and entered into the Kavhar people's village, Gopalpalli, Gaurchandra said, "O devotees of Sri Krishna, please listen. Today we will walk on the shore of this lake and sleep under the trees. Under this banyan tree there are many cows having fun. Today we will have pastimes with these gopas." Many gopas came and offered us milk, yogurt and butter. After eating all these milk products, we became free from our fatigue due to walking so fast. There, Nrsimhananda, Pradyumna and Purushottam Acharya joined us in Sankirtan. By hearing the sound of Mridanga, everyone left their house and came to visit the Nam Sankirtan. The sound of Hari Nam resounded in the sky. In that village, there was a cowherd man by the name of Bhimagopa, who was a very sober person. He came forward and said, "Please listen to my appeal. My blessed mother Shyama. Shama Gwalini is the daughter of Sadhu Gwala from Ganganagar. She serves Sachi Ai, always considering her mother. In that relationship, you are my uncle. My dear uncle, please come to my house with your Sankirtan group. There you may perform Kirtan with great happiness. My mother will feed you all milk and yogurt as much as she has in our house and massage your lotus feet. When everyone insisted on going there due to unalloyed love of Upa, Lord Gaur Hari went to his house. Shambhalini made Uludhani and arranged for everyone to sit in her cowshed. Shama asked Pandita Dada, how is mother doing? Lord Gauranga shook his body, saying, fine, fine. Shyam served yogurt and milk products on banana leaves, and Nimai, along with all other devotees, sat down to eat. After finishing the prasadam, Nimai went back to the shore of the lake. Everyone was chanting the glories of Lord Hari very softly. At one point, Ramdas Gopa came and appealed, our cows do not drink the water of this lake. There is a very fearful crocodile living inside. The cows make the sound hamba without taking water. By hearing this, God Chandra started chanting Sri Nam Sankirtan loudly, and the crocodile was so attracted by the Kirtan that he came out of the lake and touched the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga. Immediately, the crocodile transformed into a Deva Shishu. The Deva Shishu offered prayers while crying and told the story of his suffering. He said, oh my Lord, I am roaming here in the form of crocodile due to the curse of Durvasha Muni. By seeing me, everyone became frightened. Once Durvash Muni was sleeping in Kamyavan. Due to my naughty nature, I cut off his locks. The sage became very angry with me and cursed me by saying, you will get a form of crocodile, and for 4 yugas you will remain like that due to the result of your karma. Hearing this curse, and I wept and I pleaded with Muni, asking him, how could I be free from this curse? Being merciful upon me, he called me and said, O Devashishu, when Sri Nanda Nandana will appear as Sachi Pranadhan in Navadvip, you will be freed from this curse by hearing his kirtan. Thereafter, you will go back to heaven by accepting a celestial body. Thus, the Devashishu offered prayers saying, all glories to Sachi Sutta, the deliverer of fallen souls. You are the shelter of poor and fallen people who have no other shelter. The people of all 14 planetary systems are announcing your great deeds. You have delivered a fallen person like me. This Navadvip Dham is the cream of all dhams. Here, Kalipatit Pavan has appeared. You will deliver the living entities of Kali Yuga by giving them Hari Nam. O Mahaprabhu, you have come to me. I offer my humble obeisances unto you. I have been here in the form of crocodile for 4 yugas. Now you have delivered me as Patit Pavan Hari. The name of Hari from your mouth is very sweet. You have delivered many animate and inanimate living entities. Please allow me to go back to heaven to meet with my father and mother and stay there happily. Saying this, the Devashishu offered his obeisances and left the place. Again, the tumultuous sound of Kirtan started and continued until midday. Then all the devotees, along with Mahaprabhu, went back to Mayapur. Whoever hears this pastime of Mahaprabhu will be free from Brahmashap, the curse of a Brahmana. From that day, that lake is known as Gauradaha. Daha means lake. And it became just like Kaliya Daha. Whoever takes darshan of this lake and touches its water will be free from all sinful reactions and revive devotion unto Sri Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Can we stop here? Because then we are going to stop that Sri. So, you
can read for 10 more minutes.
Okay. So we come to 4th day of Parikrama on Sri Madhyadweep. This island represents Marana, remembering. Places to visit on this island are the Hamsavahan temple, Brahmana Pushkara Panchaveni, the Gomati river, and Nemi Sharanya. In this Navadvip Bhav Taranga, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur describes Madhyadweep as follows. South of Godrumadweep lies
In his Navadvip Bhakaranga, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes Madhyadvip as follows. Madhyadvipam tato gatva. Lord Gaurahari then went to Madhyadvip. South of Godruma lies the enchanting island of Madhyadvip. It is very beautiful to behold, filled with radiant seas of wonderful forest. There, during the midday period of his eternal pastime, Prabhu takes his devotees along and comes to the seven rishis. During the midday period of his eternal pastimes, Lord Sri Gauranga and his associates stroll throughout all these forests, overcome with madness of divine love. While the devotees give hints of Krishna's confidential pastimes, Gauranga sings and dances and tastes the sweet ecstatic emotions of Sri Radha. When will I, alone or in the company of devotees, float in the waves of billowing on the ocean of love of Lord Chaitanya? With utmost humility, I will wander around in the various forests of Madhyadvip during the midday period and contemplate the ecstatic emotional state felt by the Lord in the same place. When will the devotees who are residents of Madhyadvip be merciful and show me, oh look, here is our Lord Gauranga, Srihari, on the bank of Brahmakund within the town of Brahmanagar. He is dancing and chanting with his associates in a grand kirtan. When will I see that astounding form of Gaura with a beautiful complexion like pure gold, wearing a garland of forest flowers with two long arms and booming in a loud voice, oh brothers, all of you, please chant the holy name in unison. At that moment, all the devotees headed by Srivas will shout, Hari, Hari, and some begin performing Sankirtan. Someone will exclaim, chant the name of Gaur Hari, dear brothers. Without Gaura, we cannot attain the service of Radha and Krishna. Why is this land called Madhyadvip? The following is an excerpt from the Bhakti Ratnakar. Ishan Thakur told Srinivas, this island is known as the Majida village. Previously it was called Madhyadvip. Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu performed many wonderful pastimes on this island. Now I will tell you why this island was previously known as Madhyadvip. Long ago, the Saptarishis were living here, engaged in discussing the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. They meditated upon his unlimited qualities while exploring Navadvip Dham. Some rishis were saying, just behold Navadvip Dham. It is so beautiful due to being blessed by the pastimes of the Lord. All the holy places of the world are residing here in Nadia. Some rishis said, the glories of Navadvip Dham are unlimited. The Lord performed so many pastimes here during his manifested and unmanifested periods. During his Prakata or unmanifested period, everyone can take darshan of the Lord. During his unprakata or unmanifested period, only the most fortunate souls can get darshan of his pastimes. The Lord will appear in the house of Jagannath Mishra to bless this Kali Yuga. In this incarnation, he will accept a Gaura or golden colored body which has no comparison. The whole world will be mad with desire to see his beautiful form. Some said this pastime of Krishna in Nadia is so wonderful that even the great demigods like Brahma do not know about it. Sachinandan is free to do whatever he wants. It is not possible to predict his actions. In Kali Yuga, he will distribute the most sought after jewel of Krishna Prema to all living entities with great care. Someone said, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu is an ocean of mercy. The mercy he will give to living entities has never been distributed in this way before. He will take the devotees of the incarnation along with him. He will be madly be absorbed in Sankirtan Yajna and infect the whole world with his divine madness. Lord Gaurahari is the life of his devotees. He will take sannyas and travel widely, and in so doing, he will fulfill the desires of unlimited tirthas of holy places. Finally, for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath, he will stay in Sri Kshetrapuri Dham. In this way, the rishis would discuss among themselves with great pleasure and constantly in meditation upon the lotus feet of the Lord. The rishis displayed such great love and devotion that Bhaktvatsal Bhagwan Gaurahari could not control himself anymore and appeared in front of Saptarishis during midday.
as brilliant as midday sun. Who can describe that beauty? The Saptarishis looked upon the most attractive form of the Lord without blinking. Their bodies shook in ecstasy and tears came to their eyes. They were all offering prostrated obeisances to the Lord, falling on the ground again and again. They offered many prayers and for none related. The Lord said, "O Lord, all of us have a great desire to see your pastimes in Nadia to the full satisfaction of our eyes. Please bless us so that we will constantly meditate upon Navadip, constantly and always chant the glories of his deity." They also lamented for not having thousands of eyes with which to see this transcendental form of the Lord. Being pleased with the prayers of the Saptarishis, the Lord said, "All your desires will be fulfilled. My Navadip pastimes are very confidential. If you keep this information concealed, I will be very happy." Hearing this from the Lord, the Rishi said, "Prabhu, what can we say? Is it possible to hide the sun under the palm?" In this way, the Rishis continued their glorification of the Lord. Lord Gaurachandra was smiling within, hearing the sweet words of the Rishis. After blessing all 7 Rishis with great bliss, Lord Gaurahari disappeared. The Rishis became distressed in separation, and all of them left that place. They found a suitable spot near Kumarhata on the banks of the river Ganga and settled there. This place became very famous and is still known as Saptarishi Ghat. Because the Lord appeared during midday, Madhyahna, just like the midday sun, this place is called Madhyadweep. After the Saptarishis left this place, other rishis continued their tapasya here and they all spread the glories of Madhyadweep. Just by taking the darshan of this place, all inauspiciousness is destroyed. By living here, one will achieve pure devotion. This is the most wonderful pastime place of Lord Gauranga, who made everyone mad by giving them the rarest love of Godhead. While narrating such a description, Ishan Thakur slowly moved towards Vaman Pakhera in great happiness. Mataji, can I stop here for today?
Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. I will also send the pictures of the pages, for like people who missed, and also like if devotees want to read more. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Shamagori Mataji, for giving me the book. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
It's Krishna Vanchakalpatarubhya.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Namaskar, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
This session is no longer being recorded. Goodbye.